And B is what? E. And C is F. Any questions so far? So this triangle is similar to this triangle. Now we're going to go over the properties. I know when you have two similar triangles, that means the angles, the corners are congruent. What do I mean congruent? They are the same. So if I say I'm going to give random measurements, if I say this is 60 degrees, this is 70 degrees, 50 degrees. Okay? Now, the corresponding angles. What's the corresponding angle for B? The corresponding means it has the same location. So for B, what's the corresponding angle for B?
E.
E, excellent. So I would say angle B is congruent to angle E. The corresponding angles have the same measurements. So if B was 60 degrees, how much is E? 60 degrees. Okay? Now, also, angle A is congruent to angle what?
D.
D. Excellent. They have the same measurement. And now, angle, what else? Angle C is congruent to angle
F.
F. All right? They are congruent. They have the same measurement. This is one. The second one, we talked about the size, right? In every shape, you have size and angles. Now we just talked about angles. We're going to talk about size. What did we say about the size? Do you see these sides congruent? Do they have the same length? Yes. So you see AB is the same length as DE. You see them having the same length? What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh? Yes. Minority.
Is it a worksheet with it?
Yes, but I want you to come to me during advisor because there's a missing test you have to take today. All right, Kenny?
I will take it right now. And make sure everyone can show me this other work.
All right. I don't know which one is it. You need to
The last one.
The last one. Just the last one. Do you have the pass from her? Can you get me a pass? Take this. Go for it. Get the pass and come back. Okay, honey? Thank you. Wait. No. All right. Let's go over the size. I know. I'm trying to be mean to you today. I don't know why. I loved it. I took your phone now. No water, no bathroom, nothing. All right. Now, let's go over the size. Guys, so we're done with angles. I know the size. I can tell this AB, the length, is not as long as ED. This one is shorter. But I know the sides are what? It starts with a P. Proportional. Excellent. Proportional. So the corresponding sides are proportional. That's what I mean. So if I go to the first one, my first side is AB. What's the corresponding side with AB?
D.
DE.
Yeah, D.
Or ED, the same thing. Doesn't matter. That's equal. AC is corresponding to what?
D.
DF. Good. See, I'm just doing the same tick marks. So I know this goes with this and this goes with this. Now, and that's equal. The last one is BC. See, if I start with the first triangle, with every side I start with, the other one is going to be the second. So this is first side, this is second. This is first side, this is second. Up and down, up and down. So that was up, that was down. The other one here, this is up, this corresponding down. This one is up, this one is down, okay? Now, so we have what here? BC over EF. All right, so this is what we concluded, or this is our inference about similar triangles. They are similar, the angles are congruent, they have the same measurement, and the sides are corresponding. Sorry, the corresponding sides are proportional. Okay? Now, I want you to just what I did before. You do it on the, get a whiteboard. If you don't have a whiteboard, get a piece of paper. And I want you to write the similarity between this and this. What does that mean?
Okay.
Today after school. For me. No.
No, you're my class.
Go see what she say.
Show me, it's not hard. Do it, go sit down. All right. Now, first of all, you need to talk about angles, and the corresponding angles are congruent. And you need to talk about the sides, and the corresponding sides are proportional. Yes. Okay.
What?
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 The answer.
Oh, I do it.
Do it now. What? Come on, do it. You don't need an invitation.
How do you write a proportion for it?
Can you please do this?
I know it's supposed to start.
All right, so you have these two triangles, okay? And they are similar. So you need to find the relationship between the angles and the sides. That's what you need, just like what I did in the previous question. Okay? And then but there's one more. Donovan, is this one writing on the shelf beside you, the marker, the blue one? You working? No?
Sort of. You should see.
Okay, get a piece of paper.
It's not. Good.
All the sides have the same measurement, and the sides are you know what, I'm gonna. All right. Now let's go. Let's go over these two triangles. Are you ready? All right. First, since triangle ABC is similar to triangle, which one do I start? What letter do I start with? I start A, B, C. A is what? R, good. And B is what? S. And C is T. This triangle is similar. Now, from the similarity, I know that angle B is congruent with what angle? What angle is congruent to B? Which one is the corresponding angle?
S.
S, good. Angle A is congruent to angle what? Alias, good. And angle C is congruent to angle T. That's one. That's first.
That's how we do it.
The angles. Now we're gonna do the sides. Gustavo. If I start with AB,
You said T.
it's corresponding to what side?
RS.
RS, but this is one. See, I'm writing the same tick mark. So you know this one is corresponding to this. All right? RS or SR doesn't matter. If I go BC, it's corresponding to ST. And which one? AC is corresponding to
TR.
RT or TR, doesn't matter. All right. Now this is the way I write the ratios and the angles.
Natalie Alvarez.
Savannah's gone. Who else? I see the light coming out of there. All right. Now, I know from the order of the angles, A, B, C, S, R, S, T, just like what we did, right? And those are proportional. We did this yesterday, right? Yes, we did. Did we?
Yeah.
Now find X. Use the proportional relationship between sides. Yes, do it again. Hey, well, where you at? Do you have the pass from it? I think I gave you the sheet 2 times.
But that's the only thing that.
Which one? 1.5, 1.9?
Yeah.
Come on, guys, get to work.
That's the only one I'm missing. In this class. I go to it.
Yes. All right.
How do you find that? Multiple.
All right. Now, what do I do? Is it second or
Second one.
I already told you when you entered the don't use it. So this is the second.
That's the first.
I didn't even get it.
Okay.
One in a room.
Okay, I don't care. I'm gonna call next.
It's not actually where it is.
All right, it's what? It's right there. It's right there. What do you mean? I want to find the value of X. How much is X? Good. How much is it? That's a variable. I want a number. Christina, focus. How? Yeah, I want to see your thinking. Natalie. Did you do it? Are you still working on it? Carla? You didn't get it?
No, I don't know.
All right. Now, first of all, look at your given information. They said this triangle is similar to this triangle. So, if they are similar, what do I know? Do I care about angle measurements here? This is this and this? No, I need to find the length of this side. That's missing. But I keep in mind, what do I know about these sides? They are what? Start with a T. Proportional. So there are the corresponding sides are proportional. So this is what I'm going to do. So this side is corresponding to what? To X. So I'm going to do, if I start with this, I keep starting with this, okay? 4.5 over the corresponding, which is X equals. What other side do I choose from the first triangle? 6 or 7.5? Which one is easier? 6. I'm going to use 6. On the other side, which one is the corresponding to 6?
4.
Now, can I find X? Tell me, can I find X if I have proportion? How do we find proportion? How do we solve? Cross multiplication. All right? So 6 times 4 is, 6 times X is 6X equals, what's 4.5 times 4? 18. Then what do I do? Divide by 6. So X is 3. Now, if I choose another side other than 6, if I start with 7.5 over 5, will I get the same answer or different answer? It has to be the same. It's proportional. So this equal to this, equal to this. Okay? So let's do it. Again, I'm going to use a different color. If I say 4.5, then I have to use this ratio because this is the missing. I have to use this ratio. The other ratio, I'm not going to use 6 over 4. I'm going to use 7.5 over 5. And see if I get the same answer. It has to be. Now, 7.5 times x is 7.5x. 4.5 times 5 is 22.5. Now, what do? Divide by 7.5. And x is how much now? 3. X is also 3. Do you understand this, guys?
Wow.
So whatever ratio you use, you have to end up with the same answer. All right? Any question? All right. Let's go to these two similar triangles. Hey, excuse me, Ben, are you serious? We don't have markers. Very disappointed. Not you, Ben. Do you have a sheet? Are you writing these answers? Yes or no? Get the sheet out and start writing. Huh? I can give you one. That's on the back of the Okay, now let's look at these figures. We say the first triangle, first, A is corresponding to which one? Which one has the same tick mark? P, excellent. So A and P are congruent. They have the same measurement. You're going to go take these concepts, guys, when you get to geometry. Okay? Now, C is the same as what? Which one has the same tick marks?
Oh, Q.
C and Q. Good. Now, let's look at, I don't care about the angles here, but I care about the sides. So let's see, these sides are in between what two angles? So I know the corresponding sides. Let's go to the first one. Which one is, let's go to the missing one, which is C, right? C over what? What's the corresponding side on the other triangle that is corresponding to AC? Which one?
5.
5? CC is in between what? This tick mark and this tick mark. So in this side, which one? 4. Good. C and 4 are corresponding because you can look at the picture. Well, I say this side is in between this angle and this angle. So which one is between the same two angles? That's 4. Now, let's go to the other proportion. Which one? I can use 10 or I can use 6. Which one do you want to use? 6? Right, with 6 is corresponding to what? To D. Do I know how much D is? No. So I'm not going to use 6. I'm going to use what? 10. 10 over what's corresponding to 10? 5. Okay, because 10 is between this tick marks and nothing. That's tick mark and nothing. That's 5. So do you understand how we find the missing? We look at the information. We have to be smart. What's the given information? How do we determine which one is corresponding to which? Okay? Now, you have a proportion. How do you solve again? Cross multiplication. C times 5 is 5C equals 10 times 4 is 40. You divide by 5. So C is 8. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so the C equal like all the C's there? So all the C's 8.
The C, that means the side.
So like
AC.
only one C is 8.
Yeah, this is an angle. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is when we talk about 80 degrees, 50 degrees. Don't worry. We're talking about this side. Now, I want you to find D. Assuming C is not given. Find D. Don't worry about C now. We want to find D.
These are gonna be 6.
You don't know how to do it. I just want this one similar.
Yeah. I see.
Seriously, I have hard workers here. I appreciate your working very hard, guys. And for whoever chose not to work, this is their problem, and I'm sorry about it. You want to fail, you need to think about it many times because your education is your future. This is the only power you have in this life. So think about it many times before you decide not to do your work. Okay, you can really show this. We need to know
Use the
which
8.
ones are corresponding and find this proportion, proportional relationship. Okay, you started with D
So
over
D6
6,
over
okay?
4.
Now choose another one. It's already given with another one that's
4 and
corresponding.
8.
Oh,
None about
so
the
since you started with the small triangle, you have to
The C
keep
is the 8.
starting
Remember
with
we
the
did
small
that.
one. Okay?
8.
Because you
And then
started
there's
with
a 4
small,
in the bottom.
right?
4 in the
Now the
bottom.
other one has to be, also the other side
8
has
over
to be
4.
from the small one. Alright, guys, there are many ways to solve this question, not just one. So either one is right, I'll show you. Now Cole, what he did, he started with the small one. He didn't start with the big triangle. So he said D over, what's the corresponding to D? 6 equals. Now, if I start the other proportion, do I start from the big one or the small one? Whatever I started with, I keep doing this. Now, which one is given here and there? 5 and what? 5 and 10. This one, between this tick mark and nothing, that's 10, right? Those are corresponding. Now, I can't use C because in this case, C is not given. We already found it in the previous question, but just assuming it's not given. So here, again, we do cross multiplication. D times 10 is 10D equals 5 times 6 is 30. Divide by 10. So D is how much? Any question? All right.
Is that 10 C?
I don't know. D is a 3.
Since you
All right. Now, let's talk about this real life application. Everybody put the cap on, pencils down, and focus with me. Now, suppose that you wanted to find the height of this tree, okay? Unfortunately, all that you had is a tape measure, and you are too short to reach the top of the tree. How do you measure it? Who has an idea? Cool. Don't tell me cut the tree.
No, what I'm saying is how you measure it is what you can do is you can you can have like one person maybe like the tape. Are you saying the tape measures or
It's not enough.
the tape measures on it, or are you too small?
Uh-huh.
So the tape measure is too small,
Too small.
but are you too small or is the tape measure too small?
Well,
Alright, so again, give a person a boost and then do the tape measure. So tape measure one thing, and then give a person a boost and then do the tape measure until you get.
oh, but it's, I was there by myself. Nobody was with me. This is the problem.
Get a ladder.
Doesn't matter.
I can measure a tree.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll give you a way.
What do you need to measure?
Oh, that's true.
I'll give you a way. So let's say this is who? Not me. He is 6 feet. Okay, that's taller than me. This person is 6 feet, and his shadow is 2 feet. This tree, I don't know how long or how tall this is, so I'm gonna put X. I know the shadow. Can I measure the shadow with the measurement tape? Yeah, it's 10. Now, those are proportional. Why? Because the sun, when it's coming, and it's coming on these two objects, the tree and the person, so those are proportional. They have the same resource, the same thing. The sun is on both of them with the same rate. Okay, so these two objects are proportional. Now I can find the relationship between these. I say, well, since those are proportional, the size or these numbers, the corresponding numbers are proportional. How? First, let's say length equals length. How tall is this guy? 6 feet. What's his shadow? 2 feet. Now, since I started with the length or the height of the person, when I come to the tree, do I start with the height or with the shadow? Height. How tall is it? And what's the shadow for this tree? Can I find the height of the tree now? Yeah. What do I do? How do I solve proportion? Cross multiplication. 2 times x is 2x equals 60. So divide by 2. X is how much? 30 feet. This is a tall tree. Do you understand how we find? Now we use our brain to find something like indirectly? Yes.
Can't you just like multiply the shadow by 3? Like 2 times 3 is 6.
2 times 3 is, what is 3? How do you, what did you get the 3 from?
So are you saying can't you just multiply that?
There's no 3 on that question. All right. Yeah, because 6 divided by 2 is 3 times, yeah, you're right. All right. Now, you do this. When a 6 feet student casts 17 feet shadow, a flagpole casts a shadow that is 51 feet long. Find the height of the flagpole. Now, we know that person is 6 feet tall, and his shadow is 17 feet. We know this pole is, I don't know how long is it, but or how tall is it, but I know the shadow is how much? 51. How do I find the length or the length of this pole? Use the proportional relationship to find this. Be careful when you set up your ratio. It's wet to wet, and don't mix up numbers. You have to be careful when you place these numbers on your proportions. Okay? So basically, we start with length equals length. All right. Are you with me, guys? What did you get? Carla, how did you start? So you put 6 up, then what did you put down? Good. Then what did you put on this ratio? 51? 55? There's no 55. This is 51. Okay, now first, that's the height for the person, right? The person. And this is his shadow. Now, when you go to the second proportion, do you go with the pole, like the length of the pole, or the shadow of the pole? If it's shadow down, I have to continue shadow down. So the shadow for the pole is wet. Where do I put 51? Up or down? Down. All right? Now, this is the way we set our proportion. We have to keep in mind, where do I place my numbers? Label for yourself. This is the reality, this is the shadow. And the same thing for each object. Okay? Now, if I put the shadow up and the reality down, I do the same thing with the other proportion. Same answer. So from here, 17x is how much?
It was 16.
So x is
18.
okay. All right. Now do this. This is the person and his shadow, and this is the tree and its shadow. How do I find the height of the tree? Good job. Good. How much is it? Good. What did you get?
Miss O.
Yeah, you're right. What did you
Miss
get?
Holiday.
Good. Good.
36.
That's you?
I got it right.
Why did you show me your picture? I don't want it. I just want the answer.
What is 6, 17, I guess?
You raise your picture.
Can you see mine?
36.
Good. Excellent. It should be 36. Yes. All right. So basically, that's what we do. How many of you did not get 36? How many of you got South Africa?
I don't know.
You did South Africa? Let's do 6 over 17 equals h over 102. Because first, this is the height of the person, and this is his shadow. Then the height of the tree and its shadow.
Wait.
Okay? Yes.
Does it matter if we call the height as x?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anybody will. Now, h times 17, 17h equals 6 times 2 is 12, right? Tell me what the answer is. Is it like this?
6 12.
And how much is that? X is on h is 36 feet. All right. Now do this. You have these two telephone poles, and you need to find the height of the taller one. Remember, you know what to do? Who? You.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. This is the first time we say, I don't know, right? So what you start? Right. Here's the other. What? All right. Okay. Here's the answer. I don't know who got the answer. Yep, very good.
One.
Good job. Good job. All right, how many of you got 20? Everybody? Do I need to do this on the board?
No.
All right.
Yes.
No, do the next one. The second. On a sunny afternoon, a golf casts a 75 feet shadow. A 6.5 feet football player next to the goal post has a shadow 19.5 feet long. How tall is the goal post? Make your proportion. Be careful when you set up your proportion. Which one go with which one? So this is the cast shadow. The shadow for the goal post is 75. I don't know how much is, how tall is it? But I know here, the football player is 6.5 height, and his shadow is 19.5 feet. What? How much did you get? 25?
Yeah, what you get? It's 6.5, not 6.5.
Oh, 6.5 height.
Right.
Alright. How much did you get, Calvin? 25?
Yeah, 25.
Did everybody get 25 for whoever? Yes? Do I need to do it, guys? Giovanna, did you get 25? Kilissa, you got 25, honey? Okay. Kilissa, pay attention. Everybody, pay attention. Let's do this. Now, I know 75, I know the shadow, but I don't know how tall is the goal post. So this is missing. So it's about the, so let's say the real label, so you know where to place your number. The real over the shadow. Okay, so you do blank equals blank. For the first information, 75, that shadow, where do I put it? Up or down? Down. Do I know how tall that's the goal post is? So what do I put up? X. Now we look at the other information. I have this football player. He is 6.5 feet long or tall. Is that the real or the shadow? The real, 6.5 feet. And his shadow was how much? 19.5. Did you set up your proportion this way, Calista?
Sure.
Okay. Now it should be like this. Now if you do 75 over x, can be like this, 19.5. If you switch them around, you have to switch around all proportions.
Yeah.
You can do that also, because you get the same answer. Then when you do cross multiplication, x is going to be 25 feet. All right? Now, we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about scale drawing. Now, if I want to build a house, and I go to the construction, and I say, well, I want my house design to be like this. When I draw the blueprint means the map for this house. Do I do it with the real dimensions or something like I can deal with on a paper? What do you think? My house was very big. Let's say this room is 5 meters by 6 meters. So when I do it on the blueprint, do I do 5 times 6 for each room, or it's too much paper and work, right? And area. So it would be better if I find what we call the scale drawing, to reduce my numbers, but they have to be proportional. I'll show you. So if you go to this question, a contractor has a blueprint, and what do I mean a blueprint again? Like the map for the house, okay? The layout, exactly, the layout for the house. For a house drawn to scale 1 inch to 3 feet. That means 1 inch on the blueprint, on the map, or on the layout is the same as 3 feet in the reality, okay, in real life. So 1 inch, that means this is my ruler. 1 inch is this much, just this, from here to here. This is 1 inch. 3 feet is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1 inch on the map is the same as 3 feet in the reality. Now, a wall, he wants to build a wall on that house. That wall is how long? 6.5 inches where? Do you think inches in the reality or on the map? On the map, because you can't have 6. This is 6.5. This is 7. 6.5. Can you have a wall like this tall?
No.
No, there's no way. So this is the map. I want to find how long or how tall this wall in the reality. So I'm going to use proportional relationship. First, I go all the time start with map over real. Okay? You do blank equals blank. If you go to the first ratio, what's on the map? 1 inch. Have a good weekend. Over 3 feet. Okay? Now the second ratio, the map is how much?
6.5.
6.5. And I want to find the width,
The
the actual. Okay? Now, can we do it? What do we do?
cross multiplication.
Cross multiplication. Good. So 1 times x is